These next two videos are going to be literally me doing body weight workouts for this entire week, and I'm going to basically show you what I did. Maybe explain a little bit of what I was doing and why I was doing it the way I was doing it, and give you an idea that you can still work out without actually having to use the equipment in the gym and still get a good workout in. So please enjoy.
Learn to deal with fear. Don't you wanna take the wheel and steer? Don't you wait another minute here.
The first two exercises I didn't bother recording because actually it did entail using equipment. I'd done dips and I also done pull-ups. So this is what you see now is the second two exercises that I done, and the first two were done supersetted. This one's done supersetted as well. So as you can see there, I'm doing basically push-ups with my feet raised, elevated so that it hits the upper chest more than the lower chest, and I will move straight on then to doing basically a reverse row, basically, isn't it? Just basically that's what it is. It's a reverse row for me back. Yeah. Alternating the two muscle groups so that one gets a chance to rest a little bit while the other one's doing the work. Generally speaking, I was doing 5 sets in total of each thing, and I was doing anywhere from could be 15 to 50 reps, depending on how many I get out. With the likes of the rows there, it was usually about 15, maybe 20 reps at the most that I was getting out. This exercise is actually mainly for me is a way to rehabilitate my knee. I do have a problem with the knee joints, so I'm using that just to rehabilitate the knee joint, and it also works literally the very bottom end of the quadricep right down below the knee thingy to stabilize it a bit more. So I do a few sets of that just to literally warm the knees up and get it ready for what it's about to do, and then we'll start with the proper exercises after that. And as you can see, this one looks so awkward. It's basically using a band around the thing to add a little bit extra force, a little bit extra tension, and it's basically just stepping up. And that one there, you can see it's quite a high one. It's about 3 boxes up on it. You just basically use one leg stepping up and then change over, do the other leg stepping up, no rest in between, just keep on going. And this one, you talk about literally, I was probably doing in the regions of 40 reps. You can just see that I'm starting to get a little bit of a sweat on with it, as it was getting tiring. But it was about 40 repetitions per leg, just to get us going and start that little burning process off. And then we'll move on from there to the next exercise. You can see, look at those, absolutely wrecked, the breathing was going. To this one, the Romanian split squat. I mean, this is a really good exercise, really tough to do, because you have to actually keep your balance as well as actually going squatting up and down with just the one leg. Keeping the balance can be quite tough to get used to, but really good for the quadricep and really good for working the area for keeping your balance. Highly recommend this one. Really do it. It is a really good exercise, and literally going straight in to a squat. Again, supersetting it straight off, because that's what's going to keep the burn there. It's going to make sure you have to keep on working hard, and it's going to keep them thighs literally just on fire. I mean, literally now my thighs were on fire, and again, it was probably about 30 repetitions or so. Here you can see I'm doing the triangle push-up for the triceps. You make a triangle with your hands out in front of yourself, and literally just very close grip, pushing up, putting all the emphasis through the triceps, barely feel it through the actual chest at all. And then this one is basically like a reverse skull crusher. Just using my own body weight, and to be perfectly honest, using my own body weight is probably harder than doing the actual skull crusher itself, because I would actually be using less weight on a skull crusher than what my body weight is, so sometimes what I was doing was actually tougher than what I would have done if I'd literally just used a bit of bloody weight. This one is the one that's unique. You probably wouldn't have seen much of this one before. It's called the reverse crucifix. And what it does is it works the rear delts. It'll also work a little bit of back, but as you've seen as there adjusting where my arms were, that was to try and put the more emphasis on the rear delts rather than the back itself, you know. And you're literally just powering up using the power of the delt and using the forearm to just lift yourself off the ground a little bit. Really was a powerful technique, really did feel it well. I'm going to admit that they're not quite as good as doing the Laney Bobsters that I normally do and doing it off the actual machine, the reverse pec deck machine. And this thing, another one, probably quite unique to the thing. I've got no idea what it's called. I've got this one from watching a bloke called Athelian X. You want to go and check his stuff out. He does some really, really good stuff. His scientific approach to a lot of his stuff. Athelian X. And I've done this thing for the side heads, as you can see by the position I'm in at the top. But it does work an awful lot of your core strength as well, to keep your balance. I found that my abs were burning by the time I got it finished as well. So, and I'm going to definitely say that wasn't as good as doing the way I do my side laterals, which is obviously the hammer grip style because of the shoulder joint injury. Yeah, I could feel the front delts being brought in too much when I was down the bottom end. Bringing up the top end, that's when I started to feel the side delt coming into play a bit. But it's just not quite as good as thinking. But it'll do the trick if you don't have any weights at all to be able to use. You will see in the second series that I do of it, the second exercises, that I used a different way of doing the stuff for my side heads and that, because I wanted to show you a few different ways of doing things. And yeah, we're doing a reverse thing. As this time though, we're putting the emphasis on the biceps, and basically making it like a curl. I'm curling my own body. So again, it was probably harder than what it would have been if I'd actually been doing curls. For the simple fact is, I'm curling my body weight up, and you're talking, I'm 80, 83, 84 kilos. That's like 160 odd pound that I'm curling up there to try and lift myself up. It's hard going. And then we'll move directly across. So I set myself up to do basically a pull-up, but again, it's a reversed grip, so it's actually working the biceps harder. And you can see that the biceps really sort of coming into play a lot more. Yes, it's still affecting me back. It's bound to, you're doing a pull-up. So thanks for watching, guys. Look forward to seeing you in the next part 2 for the next set of exercises. Please give it a thumbs up if you've enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Catch you in the next one. Enjoy.
What are you waiting for? The Big Bad Wolf.